Go, brother. Allow mic. Aryan, can you hear us? Aryan, आप म्यूट पर है.
Do you have access? You can open up the mic and speak.
No, if you're out there.
फिर कैसे आवाज आएगी उसका?
Aryan Ahmed, can you hear us? Aslam bhai, can you hear us?
जी मुझे तो आ रही है आपकी आवाज.
Okay.
पास में प्रेजेंटेशन है ना जिसके पास है, तो आपने भी ज्वाइन किया है तो एटलीस्ट अगर जरूरत पड़े आपके पास भी है. अच्छा बात कर रहे हैं.
Usman, अस्सलाम वालेकुम. Usman, अस्सलाम वालेकुम. Can you hear us?
जी आवाज आ रही है बिल्कुल क्लियरली.
Okay, great. Thank you. So we are going to start shortly, right?
Archroma.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum to all the stakeholders. It's indeed great pleasure to welcome you all at our CBS session. First, I would like to introduce all of us. My name is Irfan Lakhani, and I'm acting as a company secretary at Archroma Pakistan Limited. Our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Irfan Chawla, have joined us. Followed by him, Mr. Naveed Kamil, being the director of our company, and Mr. Altaf Jamal, being the CFO of the company, have joined us to discuss the information to be discussed shortly. As we are very well aware that SSCP has made this CBS session mandatory. And basically, the idea behind is to encourage the flow of information to the stakeholders. In order to ensure the strict compliance of it, we are having this CBS session for the accounts for the period ended 30th September 2025. And basically the spirit of CBS is to make the stakeholders aware about the operational and financial performance of the company, along with the future prospects of the company. I would like to have a quick review on the flow we are going to move on. Firstly, we are going to introduce Archroma, its history, and the products and markets that we serve. Thereafter, we are going to have a detailed discussion, followed by the financial aspect of the company. And thereafter, we will be opening a floor of question and answer session from all the stakeholders. And finally, we are going to wrap up the meeting with key takeaways and good things to be done going forward. Our presentation, this session is for an hour. Our procedure will be, our flow would be that for the first 30 minutes, we would be running through the presentation. And in the last 30 minutes, we will invite the questions from all the stakeholders. In the meantime, if any stakeholder is having question, they can park the question in the chat box. We are going to note it down. And when we will be ending our presentation, we are going to address all these questions. So that will save our time. So I anticipate active participation from all the stakeholders. And now it's over to our CEO, Mr. Irfan Chawla, to brief up with the detailed aspects of our company.
Thank you, Irfan, and Assalamu alaikum, and welcome everyone. So if you can just put it to slideshow. Okay, just if you can move on the next. Okay, इसको हटा देते हैं माइनस ताकि बीच में आए. Okay, so okay, I will try to give a bit of a rundown on history and some of the philosophy on which Archroma operates, just as a guidance to when we are going into the financials. So I'm sure all of you must have seen the financials. All of you are much aware of the numbers that are reported there. So I'll try to just give out the history and the background of the company more a bit, and then we go into the financials, and then we try and keep more time for Q&A, because most of the details have been shared with you. The annual general meeting of the company for this financial year has also happened. So we have published the financials also, and we have also posted this slide deck on the website. So everything is already there. So let's try to understand a bit about the company, and then we'll try and take your question and answer. So Archroma has a very strong heritage. And basically, there are two big companies, I would say, now merged into Archroma, although there are many others which I'll just try and quickly take you through. Huntsman, which was recently acquired in 2023, or the Huntsman's textile business, which was recently acquired by Archroma, comes from a company by the name of J.R. Geigy, which was originally formed back in Basel in 1758. So it's a more than 200-year-old company, much older than the other company, which was also formed just across the river in the same place in Basel by the name of Kern and Sandoz. Basically, this was almost 100 years later. This company was formed, but still it's more than 100 years old if you look. So we have a very strong heritage coming from Switzerland, basically. And if you go through the timeline, you'll see that Ciba Geigy was formed from the merger of Ciba and JR Geigy later on in 1970, and then Clariant actually spun off from Sandoz, basically. So Sandoz originally, as we all know, had two divisions, pharmaceutical and chemicals. So Clariant, being the chemical part, was later on separated in 1995, as we see here, and which went on to then acquire the specialty chemical business of Herx in 1997, which was another big acquisition, I would say. There was a separate factory also for Herx in Pakistan, very near to where we are now. And all this was then shifted to Jamshoro after almost 1 or 2 years. If we go, simultaneously we follow the legacy part of Huntsman also. So Huntsman basically was an American company which actually acquired this textile effects business from Ciba Specialty, basically in 2006. So both these companies were kind of running in parallel since many years, and and more or less in the same timeline or decades they continued. Archroma was then later created in 2013. I don't know if everybody's able to follow, but maybe if you want, you can use the pointer also for me, just for everybody's case. So Archroma was then formed in 2013. Basically, SK Capital, an American equity company, which acquired three major businesses of textiles, basically paper and emulsions. And then, Archroma was formed. Then later on, another company, Mark Doman, was acquired by Archroma. And a year later, in 2015, BSF's textile chemical business was also acquired by Archroma. So basically, all the big brands, as you can see here, of chemical industry are in the form of Archroma as we see currently, be it Geigy, be it Ciba, be it Herx, Huntsman, Doman, BSF. So all are now into one brand, and there are many other brands also which were already part of these companies or became part of these companies during their own timeline, I would say. So it's a much bigger platform in terms of specialty chemical company in the form of Archroma as it used to be, as it was, let's say, going back into history, just to give everyone a bit of a background. Next slide. Okay, so this is very important for all of us to understand how Archroma operates, basically. The key for Archroma's operations is to have a positive environmental impact. And this is very close to our heart, or the philosophy of the company, that we innovate cleaner chemistry which has a positive impact on the environment. Anything which is dirty, I would say, or anything which has hazardous chemicals does not even form or come into consideration, so to say, for innovation in Archroma. So that's the basic philosophy. So if we go down, then we are strong in color management. If I take you in a clockwise mode, color management is basically, again, colors. Sustainable color management is part of the philosophy which is coming right from the innovation. So nothing gets innovated, nothing gets implemented, nothing gets manufactured which is not sustainable, which is not green, or which is not water-based, if we talk about color measurement also. Now, the third part, which is super systems, which is very core pillar, I would say, for Archroma, is that we have developed systems which are end-to-end, be it pre-treatment, be it dyeing, be it finishing. I mean, all these processes that we have in textile industry, we have our own parallel super systems which work in an environmentally friendly way. And most of our products that you will see is, either they are reducing the consumption of energy, either they are having a positive impact on the environment, doing all the compliances that you need in the product, and having the efficiency also. Same amount of or better amount of output versus the input as any normal dyes or chemical would be. So that's what super systems is, and that's what is very core to the business development, innovation, and support to the industry that we have. Now, moving further in the clock is one way. One way is something which is works like a calculator. So when you have, or when a customer implements one of our super systems, they can very clearly calculate how, in terms of energy or chemical consumption, price consumption, they are going to have an impact on their product. And it also gives you the cost. If you have that calculation, if you want to do that virtually or before going into the process, you can very much calculate how it's going to save as a process implementation for you. Going further up the clock now, Safe Edge is basically, it gives you the whole compliance transparency, basically. Be it any European legislation, be it any American legislation, or be it any hazardous chemicals, REACH, or non-compliance, it will give you a full into what constitutes the raw material of that particular dye or chemical, and it gives you provides you as a database to the industry. Again, you can find out about the products, you can find out about what approvals we have in terms of compliances, and what approvals do we have in terms of local legislations, foreign legislations, be it any geography in the world. And it gives you a full picture. If you are an exporter, let's say for Europe, you will get to find in Safe Edge that if you use our products, what benefit it's going to give you in terms of your end product. And if similarly, if you are an exporter to US or for any medical needs or anything that you want to know about our product is very much there in this database. And the last but not the least is all this communication is fact-based. So you can find this, in various tools that I just talked about, on this slide. So all this communication is there. You can connect with our experts. A lot of information is there in our product details, in our website, and our experts or doctors or any of the business development colleagues will be able to give anything that the customer wants to know about that particular process or compliance or product or anything. So this is a very comprehensive chart, and so that's what at least we thought that today we present this to this audience to understand. This very clearly makes or can make anybody understand how Archroma works as a company. Okay, so then when we move into our divisions, there are two basic divisions. One of them is Textile Effects that you see on this slide. So we are in all the markets which has textile. So be it automotives, carpets, casual wear, denim, active wear, woven, non-woven, then all these streams that you see for textiles or that you are touching every day in your life, we are part of, or Archroma is part of that market, basically. And so we have products right from spinning to finishing, as we say, for all these different segments. The last block that you see is also, it's a bit different, but it's also part of textile effects. So I would just like to explain this: home care, personal care, and leather. This is more or less new to the textile effects business in terms of other blocks that you see here. But here also we have done a lot of development. So we are now offering solutions to detergent manufacturers, washing soap manufacturers, personal care, and cosmetics basically also have our chemicals and dyes, and leather also, which used to be part of Clariant or the legacy company, but was then started or restarted, I would say, a few years back as a package in this particular block, which constitutes of home, personal, and leather care. This is our other division, which is now named Packaging Technologies, and this has a full set of solution again in terms of dyes, chemicals, processing that any paper mill would require or any packaging setup would require. We are also into tissues and towels. In this segment, then we also have solutions for wood, protection also, glues also. So all this is in there, dyes as well, and some of the processing chemicals are also there. Coatings and paints is one big segment for this division. So we are into all the paints and coatings that you see all around, basically whether to do with metal, whether to do with wall or other artificial surfaces that you see around yourself. Construction is something new, basically, to the company also, especially for Pakistan, which we have worked in last 2 to 3 years. And here also now we are slowly and gradually increasing solutions that we offer to the market. So we are offering chemicals for concrete mix also, for dispersion also, waterproofing also. So different segments are in there. We are also present in some of the chemicals that are used for cleaning the water or environment. So that is now also part of the solutions that we provide as a company. These are some of the leading innovations which have happened lately or more recently in Archroma. And I just put in this slide just to give people idea that Eviterra is something of a brand or dyes that we have developed for activewear, which is more now growing in terms of fashion or trend. People who are more health conscious or for exercising or for sports or for even for daily wear now. So this is something which is a brand for dyes, which are more environment friendly and more stronger because you use them in articles which are more rigorously worn for sports or for physical activity. Denim halo again is a concept which dyes the denim cloth in a more greener and a more sustainable way. We have, aniline-free indigo, which is part of this process. So all these blocks that you see here have a background which is green, which basically gives sustainability to the environment, which enhances the properties, as we say, for the product that the customer manufactures, and that which gives efficiency to the processes. So all these three things are basically very core to Archroma, and all these processes that you see or development that you see here, be it earth colors or be it Fibertex for finishing, again terrestrial dyes, these are also for another brand for activewear, Novacrons, printing systems. These are all some of the new innovations that globally Archroma has done, and which we are also able to sell or produce locally. These are just to give you some background, because you see customers. We have all our customers. Everybody who's producing, let's say, textiles in Pakistan is our customer, and this can be in any form, as you saw previous slides. But actual buyers for these customers or our customers or Pakistan customers are these brands that you see here. So all the brands globally work very closely with Archroma for all these developments also that we are discussing. So a lot of times, there is a pressure from these buyers or from these brands also on our customers as well, or Pakistan's exporters also, to use Archroma products, because they are targeting certain markets, or they are targeting certain segment of the society which is conscious, let's say, in terms of sustainability, in terms of non-hazardous product usage. So which most of these brands, I would say, care for. These are just some of the names which could be put on the slide, but mostly globally, all the leading brands work with Archroma globally. This is just to give you some background on one of the items on the clock, basically, which I mentioned is that you keep on developing systems which we say are, sometimes when we are having a discussion with the customer, our products may be expensive in terms of per kg cost to the customer, but they certainly reduced the production cost for the customer. So this is how we differentiate ourselves, and this is how these systems are developed. So I touched upon this in the previous slide. These are some of the systems in last 6-7 years which Archroma has launched. Basically, you can see some of the names here. They are basically some of the articles or some of the processes that our customers are very familiar with, which eases their process, which increases the sustainability, and which gives them saving in terms of energy and efficiency, as we say. So all these processes, 80 odd, have been launched since last 7-8 years by Archroma globally. Okay, so now we come to Pakistan. Basically, you can see that Archroma Pakistan is one of the key companies within the group, basically, and we have. I mean, if you look at globally, there are 4,100 employees. There are 80 locations, so Pakistan is one of these locations, definitely. And one of the countries that you see here, out of these 38 countries, and 2 of the production sites of these 30 that you see here globally that Archroma has. Next slide. Okay, this is just to give you some idea that how our businesses are. The company is mostly driven by textile effects, as you can see. It's 89% versus packaging technology, which is 11%. Both these business groups have a potential to grow. Globally, packaging technologies constitutes about 25% of the group sales. But in Pakistan, it's a bit lower, I would say, and has a more potential to grow going forward. Of the 89% that you see in textile effects, there is about 4 to 5% of the detergent part that we discussed, or home care or personal care part. But since it is part of textile effects, so we have kept it here. It makes it 89%. Otherwise, real textile would be about 84-85%. And this 4-5% has actually developed in last 3 to 4 years, I would say, because previously this segment or this development was not there. So there has been a lot of growth in this segment because it started from zero in last few years versus the other segments, or I would say the core textile segment, basically, because that's a lot of history that we just shared with you. Our vision remains to deliver leading and innovative solutions, as we just discussed, and also respecting the environment part of it, which is the planet. Our mission locally also, we want to leverage the local entrepreneurship and global organization in a collaborative way. This gives a very clear message to everyone that works with us that we are very close to the customers here in Pakistan, basically, and we collaborate very closely with our global support structure that we have in Archroma, and that's what is a success factor for Archroma and for its customers. Okay, this is, I think you are aware how we are structured, but just to let you know, we have the original Sandoz factory is located in Jamshoro, in a couple of hours drive from Karachi, and the BSF factory is in Karachi in Landi. We have sales offices here in Karachi, in Faisalabad, and Lahore. Basically, Lahore, we also have a regional warehouse to support the north market. Basically, this is how we are structured within the geography of Pakistan. I don't think I need to go into details here. This is some of the awards that the company has been getting for last some years. We are there with every forum that we talk about, be it stock exchange, be it MAP, PCR, and all these compliances. They are all there. We do a lot of CSR. Some of it is visible. Some of it is not very much visible. We do a lot near the communities where we operate, especially in Jamshoro and Landi, and also in other locations. So I mean, key out of this is we train also a lot of students that are coming in from textile institutes and universities from all across Pakistan. They come here. They have a training process, which is a more structured training process they go through. Plus, we also tailor, training courses for our customers. Also, sometimes on recommendations from universities on particular topics. Also, so a lot of this work is happening here, and students who get trained here also, how should I say, they get more value added, let's say, in terms of what they offer to the industry. Okay, so now I will just quickly run through the financial part. Basically, you can see the last 4 years, our top line is more or less in the same range, I would say. 23 was a bit higher in terms of sales, but if I compare mostly versus 24, where we had a very challenging or a difficult year, not only as a country but also for Archroma, we have improved a lot in 2025. So if you can see all the numbers, if you look at sales, if you look at profitability, if you look at operating profit, financial cost for sure, because interest rates have come down, exchange volatility has reduced in this year, so that has also helped the company post these results. So in bottom line, you can see that we are very close now in terms of our performance to 2023. Of course, there is a lot of room for improvement. 22 was one of our best years, I would say, post-COVID. So we have an opportunity to come back. A lot of work is being done, continuing into this year also, 26 as well, which is helping the company to grow. But all in all, the performance has been much better if we compare from 24 and also if we compare in last 3-4 years. These are some of the indicators calculated. I'm sure you know all this, but just to give you our focus in after the challenges in 24, our focus was more on cash generation and improving our net working capital. So you can see that all the NWC related or working capital cash related ratios have drastically improved, versus 24 and versus previous years also. So because we have done a lot of work, be it cash conversion cycle, be it days sales outstanding, be it inventory, all these numbers have improved a lot. Profitability numbers have also improved, but they still have a lot of opportunity to improve further going forward once we have fixed this cash part of it. So now the focus is on the growth as we are discussing. So now going forward, we believe that the profitability or the return part will get better and better in coming months and years. Okay, just to give, I think the audience is much aware on the outlook than us sitting here. There are a lot of challenges in terms of global uncertainty, I would say, and it's not going to go as we all understand and look at the scenario. It's the tariff situation may have got better in last few months, but it has again started to change with the discussion on Greenland now, that USA imposing again some higher tariffs on some of the geographies or the countries. Logistics, there is always some or the other change that we feel is coming in terms of availability of raw materials, in terms of supply chain. So this is what we all call a new normal now. Previously, if you go back into history, there used to be periods that 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, there will not be changes that would impact you so much. Even all these, let's say, agreements or EU related, GSP, and all these agreements used to be tariff related, used to be for 3 years, 5 years. But now we are seeing this less and less. Every day you will read something in the newspaper which is affecting some geography and some markets, and it's not with our business. This is very true for all the businesses that are global, basically, or I would say even local also, because they get impacted in terms of duties, tariffs, situation. So this is going to be there. This is going to stay. What this has done is that it has reduced the visibility. Previously, you could see or you could predict the forecast or numbers much more clearly, but now it is very challenging for all of us. So be it sizes of the orders from our customers, or be it your own ordering cycle or availability cycle, everything is shrunk. And so background noise. But anyways, but anyways, your management of the company is confident that we have developed these.
Yes.
Okay. So with all these changes that we have done, we have made our company more operationally adaptable. I would say we have done a lot of work on cost efficiency. Whether they are our processes, whether they are raw materials, whether they are logistics, whether it's energy. So a lot of projects were started in the last 1 to 2 years, and a lot of progress has been made as we speak now in terms of cost effectiveness and competitiveness of the company. And this is getting more and more, I would say, agile. Our internal processes have also become a lot more agile as they were in comparison the last 1 or 2 years. And projects are in the pipeline, and there is a lot of market gain as we speak now, or regain that business that we lost, let's say in last year or last couple of years. We have started to regain that business. There is a lot of penetration in all the portfolios that we did, despite all the challenges that the industry has. Okay, so this is requirement also, and these are some of the key risks that Archroma faces. I would say most of the businesses or companies face this, but I mean, since we are talking about Archroma, I mean, of course, foreign currency exchange rate is one, because we are a net importer. 70 to 75% of our raw materials are basically imported. So raw material price fluctuation, foreign currency rate variation affects us a lot. Delays in because our lead times are higher. You can understand if something is being imported into the country, it's usually 60 to 90 days of lead time. So it creates more and more possibility that if there are any delays due to any reasons, be it that geography or be it the vessel or the ocean trade, everything impacts us. So we have to be more and more agile in these areas. So we have a lot of mitigation factors which have been developed in last few years, I would say. Post-COVID, this has become more and more a norm again. So we have also developed a lot in terms of our processes to take care of these risks. Okay, these are just, I think you must have seen this. Company has done, I would say, about 25 to 30% of our energy has already shifted to renewable or solar. Basically, if I talk about more Jamshoro plant, there we have solarized half of our requirement. Landi is under the process, so I mean another 25 will be added this quarter. So this is one initiative which has helped reduce our cost a lot. There was one issue relating to indigo sales and exports in the past. As you can see this in the numbers. So this has also been taken care of with a partnership with Pakistan Oxygen. So now we have a 15-year lease agreement. They have done investments on our behalf. Hydrogen supply is now very much stable. You can see this in our indigo sales and export numbers also. And last bottom two are some things, of more of a home care business that we have developed with one of our customers. We talked about construction. So here also we have done 2 new developments in waterproofing solutions. So this is some of the initiatives we've just tried to put in there just to give you a flavor that the company is working in all the direction, be it business or partnerships or cost reduction or supply stability, whatever way you want to look at it. Okay.
Thank you, Irfan sir.
Taken some time more than the target. Sorry.
It's but giving a time. Thank you very much, Irfan sir, for advising in detail. Now we are already having some questions in our chat book. So we should first address these questions.
Let's start.
In the meantime, if anybody wants to be vocal, he can raise his hand. So we can activate his mic accordingly. We can ask vocally, right? First, we take questions that are already in our chat box, right? First question is from Sufyan Irfan Saab. Here he goes. From the 10% year-on-year sales growth in 2025, how much can you attribute to new offerings?
Okay, so I would say half of it definitely would be from new offerings. And new offerings in the sense that if we know we are talking about dyes here, so the Huntsman dyes that we have started to manufacture from last year, So we have a growth, significant growth in there. So it was there, let's say, because we were importing already and selling. Now, because we are getting more and more cost effective, so now locally also we are selling them more. So yes, I would say 50% of the growth would be from new offerings.
Next question is from Adil Naseem. Can you share your power requirement and any plans to install green energy solutions like solar?
I just mentioned already, I think this question probably was written a few seconds earlier. So half of our or almost 40%, I would say, for our power requirement for Jamshoro is already on solar. In fact, it has been fully energized this month only. So it started partially in December, so now it's fully energized. And Landi, if I add to it, so Landi is already in the process, and Landi will be completely solarized, I would say, because we are doing a full solution for Landi. So that is getting green. And we may then look into doing a phase 2 or extension of this. So at least just to give an answer to this question, by the end of this quarter, I think almost 50 to 60% of our energy requirement would be on renewable.
Next question is from Adil Naseem. Can you share your market share? And here are multifarious questions. First, we should address how can you share your market share?
See, I mean, it will be difficult to give a full figure. We are into different segments as we just shared. So it's in a range from, let's say, from 5 to 25, 30%, depending on the segment we are in. So we are strong, as you know, in denim. We are strong, as you know, in certain chemicals like binders and emulsions. Some of the auxiliaries, OVAs that are optical brighteners. These are strong areas for the company. Of course, there we have a bigger market share. But all in all, I think it should be. If you look, it must be in the range of around 10 to 15% max if we want to do an average of it.
The two questions for how do you see import of cheaper Chinese dyes affecting Archroma?
Yes, this has impacted us a lot. 2 years back, this was the reason for the challenges in the company that you saw, because at that time, there was a lot of currency fluctuation. Our country's political situation was not good, and the pressure that if you're talking about China had from US, they offloaded a lot of stocks into countries like Pakistan. This has got better, as we see or we were discussing earlier, but we have also improved a lot. In terms of cost effectiveness during this process. So what hurts us now more is some of the things which I think on we would say are out of our control, like under invoicing and disclosing products in HS codes which are not actually right or which are attracting lesser duty. So these kind of malpractices, I would say, still hurt us. Government has supported us. Government is supporting us. We are giving our proposals even now in this month or beginning of this month. Also, we had very good discussions with the new parallel policy board, which has been set up in parallel to FBR. So we have presented all these challenges to them also. So there is a lot of support also coming in from the government, and a lot of things which are getting implemented. So every good step that the government takes in terms of revenue collection or implementation helps Archroma, I would say. So we have a practice of full compliance, and we would be working in the same direction. But yes, if you are asking that, are we competent against Chinese dyes? We are much more competent against Chinese dyes if they are imported with the right values and if they are, paid with the full duties coming into the country. But if they are not, they hurt us, and that's something which bothers us.
Last question from Adil. How much volumetric growth can we expect in 2026 and 27?
Okay, it's difficult to answer, but we are, if you talk about us as an ambition or aspiration, we are talking about a double-digit growth or a higher single-digit growth in terms of volumes, since we are talking. So values would be better or worse depending on the product that we are talking about. Of course, our idea is to grow in products which are of higher value. So definitely, the ambition remains for double digit, as you can see also from performance in 25.
Thank you. Mohammed Saad Imran, with oil prices stable at lower levels, can we expect further improvement in your gross margin in the coming quarters? Kindly also share some of the major raw materials, since most of them are petrochemical derivatives.
I mean, I think you have asked the right question. They are all mostly petrochemical derivatives. And yes, there has been an improvement in our margins with the prices getting stable.
Yeah, sure.
Prices remain stable in terms of most of the raw materials. Globally, you can see everywhere, starting from oil, are at a lower level at the moment. So yes, we have improved a lot in terms of margins. But I mean, every day we are challenging ourselves to improve, because our business is more service driven, as we just mentioned. It's it's not about sometimes the customer does not give full value to the product that we are offering, because in terms of it's not only in terms of cost, it's actually in terms of saving that it gives to the processes of the customer. So that remains our challenge mostly. And of course, our margins will get better if we continue to explain this matter in the market, and customer also gets more and more educated, rather than just looking at the optical prices of dyes and chemicals. So, and yeah, I mean, major raw materials remain for us are petrochemical demand.
Last question from the guy. Are export margins better than local sales? Furthermore, your export sales are pretty much stable for the last few years. Is it some sort of strategic approach or some other reason?
Export margins, I would not say are better. I mean, it depends because our major exports are of indigo, basically. So they are going into mostly denim producing markets. We are also expanding the portfolio for export, and this is also something as an initiative we are working, and you will see that we start to export. We've already started to export actually some chemicals and the dyes also. And this will grow more and more with the initiatives that the group is taking or which the company is taking. Our exports have not been stable, I would say. Maybe you see it in terms of sales numbers, because some of the prices of some of the raw materials or products have gone down because of, let's say if we're talking about oil, if it was $80, $85, now it's $50 to $60. So it's the same with our case also. So maybe our volumes have improved, but because of the price, you don't see it or you don't appreciate it in the sales values. So and margins also, it depends. Sometimes margins are better for export products, depending the geography where we are selling, and sometimes, mostly, I would say local margins are better because we need to incur some additional cost in terms of freight and logistics and everything on top of the product that we are exporting.
Thank you. Question from Adil Naseem. Your volumes peaked at 60,000 ton in 2021. Can we expect it to reach 60,000 plus again in 26-27?
You can expect. In simple terms, I mean, with all this we are talking about, if I answer yes, that's the direction we are taking. We want to improve the capacity utilization that we have available at the moment in Jamshoro and Landi. And yes, we are aiming to go over this number also.
There are a lot of FMCG that source color solutions and chemicals through imports. Can we expect significant growth in FMCG and detergent, and how much?
Yes, this is growing already. This is more of a import substitution, you can say, because previously these FMCG companies had a very strong policy of importing everything into Pakistan. With all this happening after COVID and all the other challenges, they also now companies for the likes of Colgate and Unilever, they also look for solutions with us now, and we are giving them solutions. So this is growing, and you will see growth because our portfolio is also expanding in this business. And with all these global challenges, all these global companies are also now focusing to buy more and more from local producers, because that also saves a lot in terms of cost and freight and uncertainties and whatever. It will be difficult for us to put a number there at the moment, but we are growing. See, I mean, we have expanded the portfolio in home care. We have just started personal care also. So that part has just started, and we have just started to add to the portfolio there also. So things are moving. Style pie chart that this business is now already 5%. So that's something big in terms of the whole company. If you say that this business just started 3 or 4 years back, so it's a big portion already.
Thank you. So now question from Kashan: do you pass on the effect of decreasing raw material prices?
हेलो, आवाज नहीं आ रही है। हेलो, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही। आई थिंक कुछ कनेक्शन में कुछ मसला हो गया है।
Aslami, can you hear us now?
जी अब आ रही है बात
Okay, thank you. Okay, good. So,
I don't know कब से आवाज ज्यादा बंद हुई थी. Most of the discussion,
yeah,
if we go back on the questions.
say we will start from Adil lesson question.
Okay, so all the previous.
Yeah,
everybody has heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much Archroma earned in revenue from Colgate? Which are Archroma top 3 or 5 brands? How much they contribute to overall revenue?
Okay, so I mean, if we are talking about Colgate, currently I think we may be doing, I mean, it's over $1 million business, I would say, with them. If you talk about Colgate annually, top 3 brands would be a bit difficult to give because basically we work with different brands. I mean, maybe we have 5 customers who work for the same brand, so it's not easy to answer. But as mentioned, that we work with all the leading denim producers, home textile producers, knitwear houses, whatever segment that you would go in, or whatever brands they are working with, we are in there. So we are working with all the customers. Our shares may be plus or minus with different customers, depending on their procurement that they do with us. But we are working with every brand, I would say.
Thank you, Irfan sir. The next question from yeah.
सर मैं पूछ लूं
Ji Usman, now it's over to you. You want to have an audible question? Please go ahead.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर मेरे 6 क्वेश्चंस हैं मैं एक एक करके पूछ लेता हूं ताकि आप एक एक का जवाब दे दें अच्छा सर मुझे ये पहले कंफर्म कर दें कि आपकी एक प्रीवियस प्रेजेंटेशन में आपने कहा था कि आपकी टोटल सेल्स का बिटवीन 40 and 50% इज फ्रॉम इंडिगो इज दैट स्टिल द केस या ये चेंज हो गया है ये अब
हमारा इस वक्त जो है आई वुड से इट विल बी लेस देन 30% which is Indigo because of pricing, as I mentioned. Indigo raw materials have gone down significantly in last couple of years, and same is the case with our prices. So now it's not 40 to 50%, it will be about 30%.
Next question, Usman.
सर सेकंड क्वेश्चन मेरा आपने पार्शियली आंसर कर दिया मगर मैं कंफर्मेशन चाहूंगा आपने हाइड्रोजन का अपना पाकिस्तान ऑक्सीजन से 15 इयर्स का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर लिया आपने बताया था प्रेजेंटेशन में बट इससे एक प्रेजेंटेशन में देख रहा था उसके अंदर आपने ये बोला था कि हम कुछ कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि बैकवर्ड इंटीग्रेशन की कर रहे हैं उसके अंदर शायद हम ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन के सोल्यूशन में भी जाएं तो वो क्या वो प्रोजेक्ट शेल्फ हो गया है या वो है अभी स्टिल ऑन ट्रैक है
Yes, वो हमने that was one of the options that we were working on. उस वक्त हमने काम किया है इस पे हो सकता है फ्यूचर में भी करें लेकिन इस वक्त since we have a very good solution now from Pakistan Oxygen and we are on it for last now more than 6 months, basically very stable. So that option is parked right at the moment, so we are not working on that option anymore.
Thank you. Usman, come again.
सर थर्ड क्वेश्चन मेरा ये है कि आपने सर एजीएम में मेंशन किया था कि हमारा एक यूएस बेस्ड कंपनी इको लैब्स उसके साथ कोई जॉइंट वेंचर होने वाला है उनके कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स हम पाकिस्तान में लॉन्च करेंगे जो हम जामशोरों में बनाएंगे मैन्युफैक्चर करेंगे तो उस प्रोजेक्ट पे क्या प्रोग्रेस है क्या टाइमलाइन है उसकी और क्या क्या प्रोडक्ट्स उसकी लॉन्च करेंगे
हो गया है वो एग्रीमेंट और we will do this or we will start to we are not going to launch first of all just for clarity, your clarity and others also. We are going to produce those products in Pakistan for them because Ecolab doesn't have a factory here in Pakistan or the technology to produce. Sorry?
Toll manufacturing.
This will be like toll manufacturing. Yes, we will be manufacturing for or co-producer कहते हैं हम इसको. This will be a co-producer model. We will produce, they will sell with their brand, but they will get more and more competitive. Of course, you can understand if they produce locally. Yes, that agreement has already happened. Maybe when we talked last, it was in the process. And production for their products we are trying that we start to produce in this quarter or by end of March, but I think it will go into more likely into Q3. So you can say by April, May, we should be starting producing.
इसी से रिलेटेड दो चीजें बता दें सर एक तो इसकी सर वो मटेरियल इंफॉर्मेशन स्टॉक मार्केट में दे दें तो अच्छा होगा क्योंकि बहुत मटेरियल न्यूज है ये और दूसरी टोल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में व्हाट काइंड ऑफ मार्जिन्स आर यू लुकिंग एट
This is not material in terms of the business that we have. It's a very small portion. Maybe मैंने इसीलिए आप लोगों से during the AGM I may have short. So we don't think or believe this is the material information. If the business grows, then we can present this. But we do with many other customers, this co-producing business already. Ecolab is one company which is global. So that is one significant step we are taking, but we do it for many other companies.
This kind of margins, what kind of margins are you looking at in this?
More or less closer to what we make, if you look at our financials.
ठीक है सर 2 साल पहले आपने एक प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च की थी UPR अनसैचुरेटेड क्या कहते हैं उसका एग्जैक्ट अनसैचुरेटेड पॉलीस्टरीन सर उसकी क्या प्रोग्रेस है उस प्रोडक्ट की पहले आपने बोला था कि उसकी टोटल मार्केट साइज अराउंड 10 मिलियन है और $10 मिलियन और हम $1 मिलियन अभी कर रहे हैं तो उसके अंदर हैव यू मेड एनी इनरोड्स इन दैट उसकी कोई मार्केट साइज और आपके मार्केट शेयर के बाद अपडेट है कुछ
We are selling that product. Basically, it's part of our portfolio now. But ये कि अभी हम बहुत छोटे लेवल पे ही हैं जारी बात है market size is big as you mentioned but we are progressing positively for that product also. That is one of the stream that was developed in last few years. You are correct.
Usman, done from your side?
नहीं
There are other questions in my mind.
सर आपने इस साल तकरीबन 27.5 बिलियन की सेल्स की हैं तो आपका जो करंट ईयर स्टार्ट हुआ है इसका सेल्स का क्या टारगेट है एंड व्हाट आर द सस्टेनेबल मार्जिन्स नेट मार्जिन यू लुकिंग एट
You will get to see this with quarter end results. Yeah, I cannot say much about it. It's insider information.
Okay. सर एक लास्ट सवाल है मेरा सर 2 साल पहले की आपकी एक प्रेजेंटेशन मैंने अटेंड की थी उसके अंदर आपने बोला था कि हमारा एक लॉन्ग टर्म विजन है कि हम $500 मिलियन की सेल्स टारगेट कर रहे हैं दिस इज फ्रॉम यू स्पेसिफिकली व्हेन यू वर द CFO तो अब वो व्हाट इज द टाइमलाइन फॉर दैट अभी वो स्टिल इंटैक्ट है या वो दैट इज ऑल चेंज्ड
मुझे स्पेसिफिकली याद नहीं है I don't know
आपको
such a big number you are talking about but obviously the direction is growth. Currently we are already doing over $100 million if we look at exports. So yes, the direction is definitely growth, and 500 can be a target, but we need to see when we will be able to achieve that.
Thank you, Faisal. Thank you, Usman.
Thank you, sir.
Now the last question from Mohammed Kashan. This question was missed on our side because of some audio issue. Do you pass on the effect of decreasing raw material prices, and if yes, what the lag period?
Yes, we definitely pass on the effect of pricing of raw materials to our customers. What I was trying to mention earlier, which probably you were not able to hear, or most of you were not able to hear, was that the challenge that we have at the moment, or our customers have, especially with US tariff. So there is a squeeze. Raw materials have touched their rock bottom. So even our suppliers are selling at very low prices to us. We know that. Some of the prices of our raw materials are historically low. I mean, they were never such low in the past. But on the other hand, there is a lot of pressure from the customers of our customers, actually. The buyers, let's say, which our customers export to, they are also pushing because there is a cost sharing going on with, let's say, if there is a tariff of 20% for US, buyer wants our customers to also share part of that tariff and not willing to pass on this cost completely to the consumers, as we all know. So there is a constant pressure on prices at the moment for all businesses, equally true for our business also, especially if it's related to exports into US. So that is what remains challenging, but otherwise, yes, we do pass on the prices.
The last question from Mohammed Saad.
Yes, Ji Saad sir, we work with National Tariff Commission. I've recently also met them in one of the forums. We have again submitted. In fact, one of the forums will submit a very detailed paper from our side. We have asked again from our side to let them know about this products which get imported into the country. But just to give you one example, there are some structural issues also. Let's say if somebody imports a dye or a chemical under EFS, I'm sure most of you are aware of what EFS is. They don't need to pay sales tax at the time of import. But if they buy from us, locally they have to pay a sales tax. So there are this kind of anomalies also in the law, which we continue to ask the government to help us with, basically. And our customers also support us or understand, but in certain cases, 18% is a big cash investment, be it for 3 months also or 4 months also, but still. It still hurts our business. So if these kind of structural changes are made to the tariff that we have in the country, it will help us. So this is something which has already been shared with a couple of pre-budget discussions that we have had with these forums.
Thank you, Irfan sir. So I hope that we have addressed all the questions and there is no further outstanding in the chat box or in the dialog box. I should take an opportunity to thank all of you for attending the session, and I hope that this session would be at your satisfaction. And going forward, if you guys would be having any question, you can approach us through our website. If I have anything to add.
No. I think, if there is anything which we have not been able to answer, you can approach with the email addresses provided in the website, or some of you also know the people here in our organization. So we are available.
Okay, thank you very much to all of you for staying with us. Allah Hafiz. Thank you.
Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.